happening? You already know who this is. This is your dude, GKA, the prodigal son from that fine organization of Group for Our Group Social Fellowship Incorporated on What's Happening TV. And I got these two young, beautiful young ladies that are going to introduce themselves. Go ahead.
I'm Danny B.
I'm JT, y'all.
Okay. Where y'all from?
Houston.
I'm from Indiana, but I live in Utah. It's so random.
Oh, talking about
Well, she gonna claim Houston.
Gary, Indiana.
No, don't do me like that. Indianapolis.
Okay.
Indianapolis. He tried
I know about the GI.
He tried it.
Okay, cool. So my question of the hour is, why do y'all feel like people waiting for permission to do what's best for them?
Okay, sometimes I think that people are waiting for validation outside of themselves.
Yeah.
I think that people are seeking like the group hand clap or just the acknowledgement of what they've already felt within themselves, but they're looking outside of themselves for validation. So I think that's why people wait for permission or ask permission to pursue goals and things like that. When they already know that they can do it, they just need that confirmation back to them that they can in order to believe in themselves and pushing forward.
So how you think a person can counterattack that to make sure they give themselves that what they need?
I mean, one way they can do to combat any type of negative thoughts or self-doubt is to affirm themselves.
That's
so
right.
When you affirm yourself, you're not seeking outside of yourself for validation, it's within you. And that's one thing you can get from affirmations and affirming yourself.
Speak on it. I like it.
So can you give us like the definition of self-care, self-love a little bit? Do you think that got something to do with self-love, self-care, or something like that?
My definition of self-love is knowing who you are and accepting who you are as a person. Like, who did God create you to be?
Amen.
What is the spirit inside of you saying? Not what others on the outside of you are saying.
Yes.
And how do you nourish that? How do you nurture that? How do you grow that? And I think that's like a definition of self-love to me, because self-love is self-care, self-acceptance, self-perseverance, self-determination. All of those things are self-love. It's reaffirming thyself and loving thyself to its fullness.
Yes. Do you have a self-care like routine?
Oh, of course. From my outer is nails, hair, spa day, massages. For my inner, it's what I've mentioned previously, affirmations. My Bible, I'm very Bible based. I'm spiritual. I make sure that my spirit is in line with what God has aligned for me and worked out for me. My prayer, my meditation, all of those things are a form of self-care, because it's pouring back into myself to make sure that I'm not empty when I do give.
You know what?
Come on, Danny B.
You know what?
What's up?
One thing, I know I did have one. I'm sorry, this is my last question. You gone, okay? This is my last question.
All right.
So, why that's another thing people struggle with, pouring back into themselves. Why that's so challenging for a person to pour back into themselves?
I mean, in African American culture, we've been basically programmed to work hard, right? And our work hard is to produce, and not necessarily to take care of ourselves, but it was to provide for our families, to provide for each other. It was a way of us basically like making it in life. So we've been accustomed to working hard and outpouring ourselves, not necessarily receiving that love back or pouring back into ourselves. When we do think about giving or receiving, it's giving from others, not necessarily giving back to yourself. And I'm hoping that we change that narrative in 2024.
Amen.
Okay, and that's what's happening on What's Happening TV. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.